Hey everybody, got a great new lesson for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Drake song, which is called Slime You Out, and it's featuring SZA, and this song is in the key of A sharp minor. There's a relative in there of F minor, and we're going to look at how we can explore both the Aeolian scale or the natural minor scale and also the Dorian scale. Because you can kind of bounce back and forth between these two, and I think you're going to find it pretty interesting how we can use both of these scales in this song. So check it out. Hey, as always, I've got lessons on here every single week, so be sure to come back for more. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and of course, come back and keep learning, right? Because that's what I want you to do. I've also got a free course for you. It's at tinyurl.com/DanH411, or if that doesn't work because I've updated it, then the link is in the description. But go ahead and check that out because it's a free course. Teach you how to unlock the fretboard, see the circular nature of the fretboard, find patterns and shapes that are going to work for you no matter where you're at on the fretboard. It's going to help you unlock the code and see it in a different way than you may have never looked at it before. And what that does is that allows you to play any song in any key, pretty much just pick up the guitar and go, which is what I've always wanted to do when I was a guitar player just starting out, and I'm pretty sure that's what most guitar players really want to do. The mastering the guitar doesn't mean memorizing everything about it. It means being able to pick the guitar up and it becomes like a limb, right? It's a second part of you. It's something that you can just gravitate towards real quick and just play. So I break it down into 7 chunks. They're about 10 to 15 minutes a piece. And these chunks, what they do is they show you string by string how to basically navigate the fretboard and find patterns that eventually you put into your muscle memory. They become very familiar to you so that anytime you pick the guitar up, you could just kind of gravitate back towards whatever shape you learned, right? And then it becomes what we call tacit. It becomes muscle memory. It's just part of you, and it allows you to play the fretboard without having to memorize all the theory and everything about it. Not that you don't want to do that eventually, but this kind of gives you a little bit of a shortcut, I think. Again, 7 days, unlock the fretboard. It's a free course, and the link is in the description. Check that out. I'll also send you bonuses and promotions of any upcoming courses I have, because I want to go ahead and make sure I keep expanding on all of this. The free lessons that I'm doing here, the free course, and then expanding even deeper, because this thing is enormous, right? As I've said in previous videos, 22 frets, 6 strings, but there's just so much in here. So be sure to check that out, and let's go on with today's lesson. Okay, so as usual in these videos, I made a backing track for this, and we're going to play this song in A sharp minor, which could be here, or we could play it up here. And then we're going to play F minor, which I could play here, or we could also play here. And then we're going to play D sharp, which is also here, and then C sharp. So the whole song basically. And as always, there's more to the song than that. My goal is always to get you in the ballpark so we can look at solos. So the solo that works best for this song is going to be this one right here. So right there, that note right there is your F. And that is actually your natural minor scale in the key of F minor. There's your octave right there. That first one that I played is on the 4th and the 3rd string at the 3rd, the 5th, and the 6th fret. If you remember from, I think, a previous lesson, I talked about the anchor shapes. We're using 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and I'm playing the 1st finger, the 3rd finger, and the 4th finger on, of course, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 6th frets. The octave of that, backing up to the 6th string and the 5th string, is going to be the same thing, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. But this time we're playing on the 1st fret, the 3rd fret, and the 4th fret. So right there. Now that right there is your natural minor scale, or if you're thinking about modes, it's your Aeolian mode. But usually a song is going to be in the key of whatever the first note is, or whatever the first chord is. That first chord is your A sharp minor. The second chord is your F minor. So you're going to ask yourself that question of, is this in the key of A sharp minor, or is this in the key of F minor? Well, in this case, it can be in the key of A sharp Dorian. But before we get there, let's look at this with the backing track. And let's see how this sounds. I'm just going to play those octave shapes. This one and this one. We're going to look at that against the backing track and just see how that sounds. And then we'll talk about transitioning into the Dorian shape, because you're going to find that it's very easy to do that. It's basically in the same pocket. It's in the same place. It's just going to depend on which note you start on, right? That's what's going to transition you from the Aeolian to the Dorian. So let's check this out with the backing track. Okay, so that was just what I call the anchor shapes. That 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, that I'm playing across 2 octaves. But that is the beginning of your Aeolian scale, or your natural minor scale. And if you think about do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, then this right here is starting on the la. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do is the major scale. So you got 7 notes. You got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And then it goes back to do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. La is your minor scale. So the minor scale runs from la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, and then back to la. So this is right here is la, ti, do, re, mi, fa. The octave la, ti, do, re, mi, fa. Going back to the 6th string, if we want to take the shape all the way across the 1st fret, it's going to be la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's going to be on the 6th string, 1, 3, 4. On the 5th string, 1, 3, 4. On the 4th string, 1, 3. On the 3rd string, open 1, 3. On the 2nd string, 1, 2, 4. And then on the 1st string, 1, 3, 4. There's a circular pattern there where I'm playing 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Then I'm playing 1, 3. Then I'm playing 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. In this case, I'm not going to fret the open, of course, but if we did play it up here, we'd play 1, 2, 4, right? You're going to play with my 1st finger, my 2nd finger, and my 4th finger. I'll show you that when I play an octave of this. But we don't have to do that here because we have an open, right? And then you're going to play your 2, 4. Okay? And then you got 1, 2, 4 here. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. And then we're back to 1, 3, 4. Now that is your Aeolian scale or your natural minor scale. If I start this, not on the la, ti, do, but on the re, right there, on the first fret of the fifth string. If I started right there, then that is very similar to the Aeolian scale, but now it's not the Aeolian scale, it's the Dorian scale. And that is in the key of A sharp Dorian, or A sharp minor, right there, because that's our A sharp minor. And we're starting on that root note, which is our A sharp. Right? We can play an octave here, which is on the fourth string at 3, 5, 6, and then on the third string at 3, 5. So that, of course, is on the fifth string at 1, 3, 4. And then if we go to the fifth string, we're just playing the 1 and the 3. The octave of that would be on the third string at 3, 5, 6. And then on the second string at 4, 6. And then if I back up to the fourth string, we're playing the rest of the Aeolian scale. So you have the Aeolian scale, and then you have the Dorian scale sitting within the Aeolian scale. If we think about it as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, like I said earlier, we got la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So we got re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Right? There's your re. Re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So if we think about it as a circle, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re. Re is just that second note. It's the note right after do. So we're really starting one note after the major scale, and that's your Dorian scale. And even though the major scale is major, the Dorian scale is kind of minor. And it sounds very much like the Aeolian scale, which is why the sound of this song is not really going to change so much if I change it to the F minor to the A sharp Dorian, because we're not playing a different scale. We're playing the same scale. We're just starting on a different note. But when we back this up to the sixth string and we play Aeolian, it's the same thing. So let's see how that sounds over the backing track. And this time I'm going to go ahead and play the octaves here and here. And it's going to sound very similar, but just a little bit different flavor. But again, remember, these are the same notes. Now, what I want to make sure you understand completely is we're playing relatives to each other. This is the relative Dorian. That's the relative Dorian, A sharp minor Dorian, to the relative F minor Aeolian. They're the same shape. But could we play A sharp minor Aeolian, and could we play F minor Dorian? That's going to change things up a little bit. Remember, your Aeolian scale is that 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. If I move everything up to the fifth string, I'm going to play it like this. And that's going to be A sharp minor Aeolian. So now we're playing on the fifth string, we're playing 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 on the fifth and the fourth strings. And what's cool about that is it lines up with the fingers, because we actually are playing 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and we're playing the first fret, the third fret, and the fourth fret. So we're playing 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. And then when we get to the third string, we're going to play 1, 3, and we're playing the first and the third frets as well. And then we get to the second and the first strings. And think about what I said before when we had the open note as the 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Now we're going to play 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. and it lines up perfectly again. We're playing the 1st fret, the 2nd fret, and the 4th fret with my 1st, 2nd, and 4th fingers. There's where your 1, 2, 4 comes from. So there you go. That's your Aeolian shape. Let's look at the backing track with this one first. All right, a little sloppy there, but you can get the idea. I don't think it sounded exactly right. There's a note in there that doesn't fit, and it's this one. That one doesn't quite fit. And that's why I think Dorian sounds a little bit better, because we leave that note off. So let's go ahead and take a look at the F minor Dorian sound, which would take the Dorian and back it up to the 6th string. So on the 6th string, we're going to play that 1, 3, 4. But Dorian doesn't go 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3. It just starts off with the 1, 3, 4 and then goes into the 1, 3, then the 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, then back to 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. The pattern's always the same. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Right, it's always the same, but you start on a different note, you're in a different mode. So in this case, we're going to be playing Dorian, which is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So that's your Dorian. Okay, you don't have to memorize every single one of these circular shapes because it's a circle. So once you understand the circular shape itself, then you can go ahead and just jump into that and start on any note that you want to, and depending on how you apply it, you're going to be in a different mode, or you might be in minor, you might be in Dorian, or you might be in major. It just depends on how you apply it. So in this case, we're going to play 1, 3, 4, which is on the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th frets of the 6th string, then 1, 3 on the 1st and the 3rd fret of the 5th string, then open 1, 3 on the 4th and the 3rd strings, then 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 on the 2nd and the 1st strings, which would be the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th frets. And that would be your F minor Dorian. So again, over the backing track, let's see how that sounds. Again, as with all of these, it doesn't sound bad. It could fit. It could definitely be something, kind of in a jazzy, mode, but it doesn't quite capture what I feel is the essence of the song. So I do feel like the Dorian shape, this one right here, which is your A sharp Dorian, I think that's going to fit best. So we can take this across a few octaves, right? We don't have to play it down here the entire time. We can go ahead and move this up and play it across a few octaves. The cool thing about this is if we go back to the F minor, which is just adding that 6th string, the 1, 3, 4 on that 6th string, even though we're playing in the A sharp Dorian or A sharp minor Dorian tonality here, we can go ahead and grab those 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 anchor shapes and move those up octaves. And then you can go ahead and use that to find different shapes. I'll go ahead and show you 2 more octaves of this. So we'll do this one. This one. And then we'll go forward and backward to kind of map it out. And then this one. And we'll go backward to map that one out. So that gives you 3 different shapes that are all playing the same notes, but they're slightly different patterns. But again, it's a circular pattern, so they're basically the same, just starting at a different point, right? But before I show you those 3 and map those 3 out, let me go ahead and show you how all 3 of these sound over the backing track and how you can go ahead and start creating some improvisational solos using this. And of course, this takes time to, sit there and think about it and how can I do this or this or this. But you'll go ahead and get the scale shapes into your muscle memory, you'll get the circular ideas into your muscle memory, and then you'll start experimenting with, how can I play different things like this, right? Stuff like that, which gives you more musicality to your playing rather than just playing scales. Okay, so here we are with the backing track again. I'm going to go ahead and play 3 shapes. We're going to play this one. We're going to play this one. And this one. So I'm going to go ahead and play that and just give you some ideas of what you can do for soloing, right? Okay, so I hit a couple bad notes in there, but you get the idea. We're coming from here. And we're walking back. And then using those anchor shapes, this one right here, connecting to this one. And then this one. Connecting to this one. Connecting to this one. So you got that whole run that you can do, and of course it allows us to connect across 3 shapes. So that first shape we've already looked at. We already looked at this one. And then we can take the octave of that first shape, which is this one. We go forward, we're going to go ahead and play, of course, on the 3rd, the 5th, and the 6th frets of the 4th and the 3rd strings. Then on the 2nd string we're going to play the 4th fret and the 6th fret. And on the 1st fret, we're going to play the 3rd fret, the 4th fret, and the 6th fret. And then across the 6th and the 5th strings, we're going to play that 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4 pattern. In this case, it's going to be on the 3rd, the 4th, and the 6th frets. So you got that whole shape right there. And then we find the octave again, this one, and this one right here, which is across the 2nd and the 1st strings on the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th frets. And then we're going to back it up. So on the 3rd and the 4th strings, we're going to play the 5th fret, the 6th fret, and the 8th frets. Then on the 5th string, we're going to play the 6th fret and the 8th fret. And on the 6th string, we're going to play the 6th fret, the 8th fret, and the 9th fret. Whole shape looks like this. And then, of course, we can go backwards. And that takes us across all 3 shapes. We can use that anchor, that 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, to lead us into each shape. And that basically gives us the lead pattern that we can use for this song, Slime You Out. And of course, you can take all three of those octaves and move them all up, and we can play in higher registers, right? We can play up here. And then the other two up there as well. So you can go ahead and play around with this and find all kinds of different places where you can play solos with those three shapes, using the idea of the anchors, the idea of the circular patterns, and so on and so forth to help you understand that. If you want to learn more about that, of course, I've got that free course that I want you to check out. Link is in the description. Check that out because it's going to help you understand these circular patterns a little bit better. And of course, lessons every week, so be sure to keep coming on back. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you do come back for more. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And I'd also like to know, did you experiment with Dorian, Aeolian, the A sharp minor Dorian, the A sharp minor Aeolian? Did you experiment with those? I mean, I know I played them for you, but did you experiment with them and find some, nuggets of, coolness in there? Did you like anything about any of those? Or do you agree with me that the A sharp minor Dorian scale kind of works the best? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Hey, thanks for checking that out. Be sure to check out my free course. Again, the link is down in the description. That's going to help you unlock the fretboard and learn how to play this thing, play solos in 7 days. If you're one of those people who's kind of like, how to play the guitar and you can do some pentatonic stuff, maybe you learn 1 or 2 boxes, things like that, but you want to go deeper, that's what my 7-day course does. It breaks down the fretboard for you and shows you the diatonic scales, and then also shows you how the scale patterns and the shapes are very, very circular. So if you want to learn more, you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole with me, check out the free course. Again, the link is in the description, and I'll send you some promotions for any upcoming courses I have. I'll also send you bonuses. I'll keep you informed of all the lessons that I have coming out on my YouTube channel, because I put one out every single week. So make sure you subscribe and like, but just in case you miss one, I'll email those to you as well. Again, free course, check it out, and I'll see you in the next one.